What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got a couple of fun Shiranui zombie duels for you guys to check out. I'm not sure if anybody plays just pure Shiranuis. I think that they generally support the deck with good zombie cards. Things like Mizuki. Mizuki's always going to be used in zombies like until the end of time. Cards like Unizombie, etc, etc. Anyways, let's go ahead and roll this. The first duel is up against Infernoids, a deck that traditionally wants to go second. And I think this is a pretty good going second hand. You got your super polymerization, commonly used to break boards. You got reasoning, which is a power card, and Infernoids, like, it's not looking too bad, but the opponent might have the answers here. Looks like the opponent's going to go for the copy of Gold Sarcophagus, banishing Necroface, so both players' decks gets a little bit messed up right there. I think the normal summon is going to be Decatron. That'll be met with Ash Blossom, and the follow-up will probably be, okay, looks like they go for the Void Banishment, but that means that the Swallow Slash now has two cards on the opponent's side of the field to just blow up. So those are going to be taken out, and the opponent is going to banish that copy of the Shiranui Solitaire. Now, usually you don't see this a ton in like traditional zombie decks, but Shiranui, they get bonus effects when they're banished. So, you get yourself a free Spirit Master on board. This is unfortunate. The reasoning is not going to see that much value. It's going to just kind of go straight for another copy of Decatron, and that's going to be met with impermanence. So, even through all of those aggressive plays, the Infernoid player comes out not really with that much. And then to make matters worse, your top deck, the Solitaire, obviously like your most powerful or one of the best summons in the deck. Now the opponent gets a synchro on board. It's going to start attacking, and it's looking really good. Now this duel is going to get interesting because they will drop the copy of Onoku, and I thought that that was going to kind of be it. Okay, you're gonna summon Onoku, then back it up with Lair of Darkness. It's going to get even stranger because when the zombie world is activated, now every monster on the field is going to be a dark attribute zombie monster, that's kind of crazy. You don't usually see two field spells on the field that make all the monsters on the field one thing, but we got two of them in Zombie World and obviously the Lair of Darkness. So this is kind of fun. I believe that Infernoids are still obviously in the driver's seat because they have the big monster on board and they can tribute opponents' monsters, but Super Poly is used maybe a little too early. Obviously, like two dark monsters was on the field, and if the opponent has some zombies in their extra deck, they can actually Super Poly into the zombie. I think it's Nether Soul Dragon Necro. You guys know the card I'm talking about, the zombie fusion monster. I feel like that was a little too early to kind of shotgun that, but maybe it's just me. Anyways, it looks like the Infernoid player might be running out of a little bit of gas because terraforming isn't going to do anything. Void Feast at this point isn't doing much, and the zombie player is just hitting the right cards. Obviously, when you can resolve the Unizombie and get straight into your Glow Up Bloom, then go for the Ballard Rock, you're in pretty good position because Ballard Rock doesn't have to destroy Starving Venom Dragon. It can just banish it when it activates its effect. He's going to go for that level 8 Shiranui Synchro monster, then that triggers the Ballard Rock, and now we got an open field, and that is a GG no re. That was a duel where it felt like Infernoids started out really poorly and then should have won, and then I think he may have thrown the game with that Super Poly. I feel like it was just too early to use the Super Poly. Anyway, second duel going to be against Magical Musketeers. Musketeers are going second. Opens with the Solitaire. This time it'll be met with Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, so that's not going to resolve. I believe Caspar will be normal summoned, and you want to follow that up. Like, you want to always activate your Caspar if possible. So you wouldn't just want to blind, like I wouldn't blind Cosmic Cyclone. I would summon Caspar, then activate Cosmic Cyclone in its column to see if I can get the free +1. The chances of this card being like a legitimate removal card are fairly low. Like if you have something like Evac Device or a Solemn Warning, I'll just take that risk. So Impermanence is going to essentially make it a wash. Caspar won't be able to get its effect through. Even if it was, like, he has double Ash Blossom, so I don't know if it would have worked anyways. He's going to summon Shiranui Square, and he's going to be using the Magical Musketeer Desperado on that. The interesting thing is he will actually attack the Spectral Sword into the Caspar, and I was wondering, I was like, why would he do that? Why would he just give his monster up? The only thing I can think of is that he didn't want him to go in the max and get a +1, because even though he has the Ash Blossom, if he activates a card and then goes into max, like he can't Ash Blossom both cards. So I'm thinking since max works specifically off your opponent's field, you just don't want to give them the ability to use max. Desires will be used, but he's actually going to use the Ash not on the Desires, but on the Search, which is, I guess, questionable. Give your opponent like 2 cards instead of 1. I don't know about that, if the math really works out. It looks really dire for the zombie player, but any situation can be top decked out of if you're always going to get Shiranui Solitaire. He's going to be able to get that Baller Drock out of his hand and Synchro Summon using the graveyard, because that's how Shiranuis operate. He should be in really good position, dropping the level 8, and now he has a couple of big cards. Keep in mind, Baller Drock will be coming out fairly soon, probably during the standby phase, as he goes into Vampire Sucker to give himself a draw. This was so weird to me and bizarre. He's actually going to, after getting the draw, he's going to use Baller Drop to banish his own Vampire Sucker. Like, what? I couldn't believe that he did that. That just seems so random. I mean, it kind of works out because his opponent mind controls it off field anyways, but I don't know. I kind of feel like he was a little bit in danger here of maybe losing the duel, because he only had 4,500 or 4,600 life points. Not really that much, but he's still in this duel. I believe that he is going to try to summon the Baller Drop back. His opponent is going to use Desperado on Baller Drop, but I'm going to show you guys this was a mistake. He should have waited for that other big zombie monster about to come out. That, of course, being the Sun Saga. He's able to summon that by using cards in his graveyard, and this guy has non-targeting removal. You can basically shuffle back your zombie synchro monsters into your extra deck, and then you get the pop monsters on your opponent's side of the field, equivalent to the monsters that you shuffled back. Even though he was able to search cross domination with Caspar, he can't use the cross domination in that same chain, and then, you know, all he has like ultimately is just this Nightmare Phoenix, and that's not going to stop any attacks because this boy's a little too damn big. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the short duel. If you're interested in the, actually, you know what, let's just go ahead and show it now. Alright, so here's what the deck looks like on paper. I'm not like expert of Shiranui, so I'm not really going to do that much explaining, but I will say I've always liked how these zombie archetypes, whether it be Shiranui or Mayakashi, how you can actually run just some of like the powerful zombie support cards in them kind of generically. Cards like Gozuki and Mizuki, like those are always like really strong in zombies. Shiranui Solo Slash is technically a Shiranui card, but it works in kind of like all the zombie decks, kind of like your Icarus attack, give up a zombie monster and then, you know, destroy a couple cards on your opponent's side of the field. Obviously the zombies like want to be in the graveyard anyways, whether it be cards like Baller, Drock, Mizuki, Glow Up Bloom, like they're all pretty good fodder for this card. Anyways, the description will have the deck list for those of you guys who are interested in downloading.